Hey guys, Wayne Fillmore here, and I have not done a broadcast in a very long time. But since I'm here, I want to talk about some of the current events that have happened in the world while I have been going away from YouTube. Some crazy man who happens to be an atheist went to a college in Oregon and started lining up the kids and started chopping down the kids who said they are Christian. He said to each student, "What religion are you?" To those who said they weren't Christians, he would go and shoot them in the leg or something. And to those who said they were Christians, he shot them in the head. Immediately afterwards, the next day, Obama makes a speech being silent on the fact that this guy was an antichrist. But should that really surprise us when Obama has said such things like the name of the Prophet Muhammad shall not be slandered? Or in his book, Audacity of Hope, he says, if the political winds shall shift against my favor, I'll stand with the Muslims. Should we really be surprised? I mean, really, church? I know a lot of black Baptist churches were jumping on the bandwagon when Obama first came on the scene because Oprah was basically marketing him, just like she's marketing Donald Trump now. And nobody wanted to listen. Everybody said I was racist. They said I was an Uncle Tom because I said it's dumb to vote for somebody because, well, just because they're black. And also, it's just dumb to vote. Do you really think your votes count? Really? If you still think that your votes mean anything, you need to wake up and smell the pudding. If voting really did change anything, they would not let you vote. They being the Illuminati being the Illuminati bloodline families, the Illuminati bloodline families being the Rothschilds being the Rockefellers, the Bilderbergers, and all those other stupid, dumb families who oversee the world. I'm gonna stop being so broad with the whole Illuminati term. We said, "Oh, the Illuminati." Who are the Illuminati? Anyway, with that being said, Obama, after this guy goes and murders Christians, Obama says, "Oh, we need gun control. We need gun control." What? But at the same time, while Obama is telling us we need him to control our guns, he has security guards standing right next to him with guns, protecting his kids. We would be morons if we let Obama take our guns in the hopes that we'll be safe, while at the same time he still has his guns. And when they say gun control, who's controlling the guns? Who is actually implementing gun control? The state, the government, the Illuminati? I mean, who's controlling the guns? Because the people aren't controlling the guns. It's a constitutional right for us to bear arms. And if you're watching right now and you're wondering if Christians should or should not have guns, get a gun. Jesus got his disciples swords. Peter chopped a man's ear off. They're ready to die for Jesus. Not just die, they're ready to ride or die for Jesus. Anybody who says that Christians should not have guns is lying and is willfully ignorant of the Bible. As a matter of fact, I'll even go as far as to say if somebody says that Christians should not have guns, they are an antichrist because Christ definitely would be for guns. And isn't it funny that the Pope, who is one of the most antichrist figures, is against having guns, while all at the same time, all of the people who surround the Pope, who make sure the Pope is, or I'm gonna start calling him the Pope. His name is Francis. The Pope is like Italian for father. He is not my daddy. My daddy's name is Wayne. So Francis's guards all have guns around him, and they're all securing Francis, making sure he's safe. But at the same time, Francis wants you to give your guns over to the state or to the government or to the Vatican or to whoever. It's all just complete nonsense. And to the people who think we should have gun control, to the people who think that the guy in Oregon was just killing people just for the heck of it, you're a jackass. You are a jackass. If I have ever seen one, and I do not apologize, anybody who thinks that guns need to be controlled by the government does not know their history, because every dictator in history, whenever they first wanted to murder off a race or group of people, they would take away their guns. Joseph Stalin did it. Hitler did it. I think Kim Jong Un's daddy did it. Uh, Other dictators have done it. I got to go and look up some more names. And if Obama is successful with taking away our guns, he will kill you too. Do not be deceived. Obama is a Muslim. As a matter of fact, Obama is a immigrant. He's not even from this country. We don't even have any documents of this man's birth certificate. With that being said, I think history has proven time and time again that when these things happen, we go through the same repetitive motion where we cry and we get upset and we say, oh my gosh, we got to pray for the family, blah, blah, blah. But this is a little bit different because not only was this guy shooting up a school full of students, he specifically targeted Christians to murder. And that's the thing that everybody is forgetting. Everybody's forgetting that this guy specifically had a targeted group of people that he wanted to assassinate, execution style. Also, with that being said, a lot of people are saying this was a false flag. Some people didn't really die. We're seeing the same lady from Aurora, and we're seeing the same lady from the Boston bombing, and we're seeing the same crisis actors. I don't know if this is a false flag. It wouldn't really surprise me if this was a false flag, but whether it is a false flag or not, both the right wing and the left wing, because they're both the same wing. They're both the same wing of the same bird. I don't understand why we always go through this. Oh, well, the Democrats said this and the Republicans said this. They both work together. They both come from the same secret societies. Secret societies rule the world. That's why we call it the occult. The occult just means secret, and they rule the world in the shadows. If you go up to anybody, you ask somebody, well, who are the Illuminati? Nobody really knows because it's a secret. That's why we really ought to stop using that term Illuminati, because the first thing people think about when they hear that word Illuminati is they think about maybe a movie they probably seen, or they probably seen a talk show host or somebody talk about people who expose things like this in a way that makes them seem crazy. But we also have to remember that a lot of people were told they were crazy as a way to just dismiss an idea that the people who called them crazy didn't want other people to discover. For example, um, the guy who discovered that the Earth is round, name just slipped my mind, but they told him Galileo. They told Galileo that he was crazy. Was he really crazy? No, but by people believing that the Earth was flat, that actually was a way of controlling the population from going across the entire earth. The Bible told Adam and Eve in the beginning to be fruitful, multiply, and to fill the earth. But when people thought that the earth was flat and they could fall over the tip of the edge, they did not go across the world and they stayed in one spot. People understand that the flat earth theory was used as a way of population control. Nobody figured that. And they called Galileo crazy. Now we know Galileo wasn't crazy, but the powers that be who made up the myth that the earth is flat, they call him crazy as a way to just dismiss his claim. Isn't it funny that almost every movie we see it almost has a it almost has the same theme every time where one guy makes a discovery and he goes and tells these people and these people don't believe him. Then all of a sudden it happens and then everybody believes him somehow, some way. I mean, Transformers were like that. I was watching Transformers the other night, and it starts off with this regular average kid who has this supernatural crazy experience. He tells somebody about the experience, and right away, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. Then it happens. Well, when you start watching movies like that over and over and over again, America makes probably millions of movies every year. That's not even counting the little underground movies that aren't big enough to be on the big screen in the movies. But we have been watching these same movies over and over and over again that have been programming in our brains that whenever we see or whenever somebody tells us something that our little minds can't wrap around, we automatically dismiss that person's idea or even that person as crazy. But we also have to remember that's a logical fallacy. Just because somebody's idea or ideology doesn't really sound what's the word? It doesn't really sound credible to you, it doesn't mean that it's not true. A lot of people didn't think the earth was round. It turns out the earth is round. A lot of people didn't think that what's another thing? Oh, a lot of people thought that the best way to cure people of a disease, scientists taught that the best way to cure somebody of a disease was to drain them of their blood. Now we find out that the Bible actually says that the life is in the blood. And a lot of people were telling the Christians, you're crazy. It turns out that the mountain that all the scientists are trying to get to the top of, the Christians have already been on there and we've made an entire campfire. So, what is this all about? Well, number one, we've been programmed to hate Christians. That's even now why some people who watch this video are just gonna, no matter what I say, we're not gonna win you over to the Lord. It ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna believe in Jesus or nothing like that. You're just gonna cuss me out and say I'm stupid or crazy because you've been programmed. That's it. People who have been programmed by the system do not know they've been programmed by the system because they've been programmed. They're so plugged in they can't be plugged out. It's like the Matrix, literally. Um, so there are going to be people who are just there's no helping them, no helping them. But I lost my train of thought here. But anyway, this is all about programming people to hate Christians. Now I know right now a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, it was so sad that that guy went and massacred those Christians. But here's the thing: this will start to become more prevalent, and as this becomes more prevalent, where people will start to kill Christians, people will become desensitized and numb to it. And through the help of the media and through the help of the gay agenda, Christians will become slaughtered. We will be slaughtered. I was watching the Meredith Vieira show last night, and there's Meredith Vieira, there's some black lady, there's some Asian lady, and there's some other little white girl. And then in the middle, there's this gay guy. I, if it's a show to empower women, why would you have a man on there anyway? A man who's trying to act like a woman. I don't understand why women hang around with gay men. Gay men don't like you. They trying to steal your man. Listen, and what would a man know about being a? He doesn't have breasts. He doesn't have a vagina. He doesn't have to worry about periods. He can't have children. Women are just wired differently than men. Men are visual. So even though a man may pretend to be a woman, he still is aroused by what he sees. That's why most gay men are all gay men. They're just attracted from the visuals. Women are attracted by what they hear. So even if a man pretends to be a woman, he's still a man. It doesn't matter. I could pretend that I'm an elephant. That doesn't mean I'm an elephant. And it's a shame that we live in a century where, or we live in a culture of jackasses who really believe this. We really believe that if you really believe something, it's true. I could really believe I'm a white man with blonde hair and blue eyes. That don't mean it's going to happen. I am a brown skinned man with black hair and brown eyes. So anyway, I was watching Mary Vieira show, and this gay guy in the middle, he says, "This whole agenda that these people have, this isn't about religion. It isn't about politics. It's just about hate and bigotry." So wait, the Christians who love you enough to tell you that what you're doing is going to send you to hell, but Jesus died so you don't have to go to hell. So you can stop living that lifestyle and be free from those desires. A lot of us don't know that a lot of gay people don't want to be gay. These are desires they struggle with. And because they can't overcome these desires, they assume that this is just the way I was born because they can't overcome them. So this gay guy says that Christians are hate filled. Now this was about maybe a couple hours before like the morning news came on, but right after that, right after people watched the Mary Vieira show, they were up around 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Then they got hit with the news, and on the news is where how even though probably Mary Vieira doesn't work with the news channels anymore, the gay guy who's on the Mary Vieira show, almost the exact same spirit he had is the same spirit that the guy who came to that college in Oregon had. The spirit of Christians are filled with hate, they need to go. If you don't believe that society is going to not just flip on Christians, because that's already been happening, but if you don't believe that society will murder Christians and think is right, you are a jackass. And for the people who are watching right now, and if you think that nothing horrible, or if you think that Christians are not in a Christian Holocaust right now, do your research. All over the world, everybody else is being murdered who are calling themselves Christians, except for America. I mean, cases like this where Christians are getting murdered in America are rare, but if they keep on happening over and over again, they won't be, because they'll be happening over and over again, and people won't be so numb to it. Even now, these school shootings have gotten to a point where people are numb to this now because they happen every few months. But now it's a little bit different because this school shooting was based solely on somebody's religion. An atheist walks into a secular college looking for Christians to murder. And your Muslim president says not a word. Why? Well, Obama has already said in his book, Audacity of Hope, who he stands for. If the political wind shall shift, I'll stand with the Muslim. Go look that up. Type that verse in on Google, or type in the verse, or type in the quote from Obama when he's giving a speech. He said that we should not allow the name of Muhammad to be slandered. Obama is a Muslim pretending to be a Christian. And I don't even think he pretends to be a Christian. He actually doesn't side with Christianity at all. I'd be surprised if he actually knew what was really in the Bible. You know, whenever Obama's really talking, those are not his words. He doesn't even pick out what he's going to say. He's reading from a cue card. He's reading from a teleprompter. Nobody, come on, we got to stop being so stupid. Obama is a billboard spokesman for a product. He's the spokesman. The product is democracy. Obama is a snake oil salesman trying to sell you false freedom. A lot of people think that because we live in a democracy, this is such a great thing. It's so awesome. No, 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 no. Democracy is when our government is supposed to provide the rights of the people. What does that mean? The government can take away certain rights from you. That means that the government not only can take away certain rights from you, but they can give you certain rights. And it also means that the government is supposed to supply and provide you with everything. That's not how it ought to be. That means that the government right now, they could pass a law saying that they can, have gun control because we live in a democracy. America is about to be no different than the Soviet Union. Mark my words. Mark my words. These words are, uh, I wouldn't say prophetic, because I could still be wrong. I'm only a man, but I say this is a pretty good prediction. Christians will start to be slaughtered by the hundreds, maybe even thousands, right here in America, and the news will turn a blind eye to it. Mark my words. So be ready. They're coming for your guns, number one. They're coming to indoctrinate your children with this dumb hypothesis of evolution. And number three, they're coming to kill you if you're a Christian. So you've heard it here. I wish I could just have like some graphics come up right now and just put like the Hall of Shame and you would see like Obama's face. But right now I just don't have the technology for that. But you've heard my thoughts on this. All of this is just to further not only gun control, but they're programming people to hate Christians now. And it's going to come to a point where things like this, where people are targeting Christians, will be pretty normal. When really the real people who we all ought to be targeting are number one. I'm not saying we should kill them, but maybe send them back to their country. We need to just target the Muslims. There is no radical Muslim. A good Muslim is a Muslim who fights for the cause of Allah. That I just quoted that verse by verse, word by word from the Quran. A good Muslim is a Muslim who fights for the cause of Allah. A bad Muslim stays at home. You can go and look that up, type that verse in on Google. And also another verse from the Quran, and they were being deceptive, and Allah were being deceptive. For Allah is the greatest of all deceivers. The Quran says that Allah is a great deceiver. He's a murderer. He's a killer. He is a deceiver. And this is the God these people follow. And so when you see one of these people murdering people and killing people and executing people, Sharia law style, do not be surprised because this is what their religion teaches. It's a religion of death. Atheism, although they don't have a hand textbook, atheism basically makes you your own God. Karl Marx, he was the first person to implement Marxism and socialism. This is where Hitler and Joseph Stalin got their philosophies from. Karl Marx, he actually got his philosophy from Charles Darwin. And Charles Darwin said that man is an animal. And so there are two worldviews here. You have the creation worldview and you have the evolution worldview. And a lot of the people who are going to go around shooting people up and murdering people with no conscience are going to be two people. They're going to be either people who believe in evolution and they're going to, in their minds, think that Christians are slowing us down from evolution, not to mention that evolution will be the sub religion of the new world order. See, everybody's going to believe that we need to evolve further, we need to be stronger, and these Christians are holding us back from evolvement. But the actual religion will be to worship the Antichrist. But the sub religion of the end times will be evolution. I know a lot of people have been thinking, oh, the sub religion of the end times is going to be Judaism, it's going to be Islam. No, 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 no. Islam and Judaism have no problem with evolution. And so Judaism and Islam and all these other religions will be done away with. But in order for people to believe in the Antichrist, they're going to mix in humanism, which is the idea that man can be a god, and they'll teach humanistic evolution to Jews and Muslims to make them come together, and then they'll worship the Antichrist. So in essence, evolution will be the sub-religion of the end times. So we're going to see a whole lot of that. You're going to see Muslims killing people. You're going to see evolutionists murdering people as well. And also, don't be surprised if Jewish people start to kill Christians. Jews are no friends of Christians either. Those Ashkenazi Khazarian Jews from the Caucasus Mountains in Russia who masquerade as the Israelites in Israel hate you. And I'll be the first to tell you that. If you do not believe me, read the Talmud. Or you can read, I think it is the 10 planks of Zionism, or the 10, I gotta look it up. Me and my buddy were just looking at it. It's the 10 proprieties, or the protocols of the elder of Zion. Look that up. That document was written for Jews by Jews to tell Jews how to take over the world. And in the protocols of the elders of Zion, it is written down that first they need to destroy Christianity. Christianity is the number one enemy of the New World Order, and they're coming for you. And I just wanted to make this video to just let everybody know my thoughts. Don't give your guns away to the government. Keep your guns. If anything, I'm not telling anybody to rebel against the government or anything like that, or fight against the government or whatever. But if push comes to shove, blow somebody's head off, do what you got to do to protect your family. The Bible says that a man who does not protect his family is worse than a sinner. If you don't have a gun, go out and get a gun, whether it's registered or unregistered, because what will happen is if your gun is registered, Well, then the government already knows you have a gun. They'll knock on your door, kick on your door, take your guns, and kill you. So, but don't be surprised if this video goes missing or anything. Uh, so yeah, basically, those are my thoughts. Obama's a jackass, and to the guy who murdered those Christians, he's dead now, and it's a shame. I'm not going to rejoice that he's in hell now, and that's messed up. But at the same time, I mean, hey, you know, somebody goes and they kill somebody and they get murdered. So be it. So be it. You know, and those are basically my thoughts on it. Uh, Let me know what you guys think about this whole thing in the comment section below. I said too much anyway. I haven't made a video in a while anyway, but I just want to give you guys a quick update. And I know I did not do the live seminar September 30th. I was on vacation. So I'm just now getting back and putting things in place. We're going to reschedule that, and I'll let you guys know when I'll have the live seminar. Other than that, uh, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and donate to www.gofundme.com/6dayscs. And you guys can help us try and get a TV channel on the NR or TV show on the NRB network. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon, and have a very, very beautiful day.